to my channel. Today I am going to be trying out the Fenty Beauty Powder Foundation. Now, I'm not gonna lie, this is my third time filming this video. I don't know why. The last two times I had a booger in my nose. I could not post it. I had a booger in my nose the whole video twice. I filmed this twice already. So this is my third time. So I wouldn't say necessarily like just a review, like this is my first time wearing it. I did try it twice already. I may put some of those clips in here. Maybe not. I'm not sure how I'm going to do it yet. But yeah, so I decided I'm going to try it one more time before I give up. So this is just, so I'm just going to try, well, not try it out, but I'm just going to do a video for you guys, show you how it is. Maybe you wanted to try it out, but you're not sure about powder foundation, whatever the case may be. I'm doing it again because I bought it with the intentions of doing a video. So I'm just going to give it one more shot. So let's get right into it. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and get started. So of course, since this is a powder foundation, you want to make sure that your skin is hydrated up under. Of course, you know you're gonna hydrate anyway. You're gonna, you know, do the moisturizer, all that stuff. But with this, because it's powder, you want to make sure you do that. Take it to the extra step and make sure you're super moisturized before you get started. So I've already washed my face, toned, and I actually used the Fenty the face wash. I used the Fenty face wash, the toner, and the moisturizer, and I just added an extra step, and I just also sprayed some of this Fenty refreshing spray on my face. So I'm feeling pretty good about my level of moisturizedness. So I'm gonna go ahead and start. So, okay, so the moisturizer from Fenty is supposed to double as a primer. I was contemplating if I wanted to try it. On the other two videos that I did, I went ahead and used the primer. I went ahead and used this primer, this Pro Filter Soft Matte Primer. And I used that because this powder foundation is part of the Pro Filter Soft Matte collection as well. So I feel like they should probably go together. I really want to try it with just this primer, with just this moisturizer as a primer, but I think I'm going to hold off on that. I think I'm going to go ahead and use this primer, and I'm going to use this moisturizer on a day that I'm going to actually go out. Because I already went out with this on and tried it, so I already know how this goes. So I'm not going out today. It's like 8 o'clock. It's 8:16 actually. I'm not going anywhere today. I'm just putting the powder on, so there's no wear test or anything in this video. So I am just gonna go ahead and use this. So I'm just gonna put some on. Okay, and now that I have the primer on, since this is powder, you want to go ahead and put like any of the liquids and creams that you're going to use on first. Like, you know, normally you would put your foundation on, then, you know, highlight and contour and all that stuff. So with this powder foundation, you want to go ahead and do that stuff beforehand, because you don't want to be putting the liquids and the creams on top of it, and it'll just, I don't know, just get all messed up. Like, that just doesn't seem like a good idea. Like, that's why we put powder on after, you know, we highlight and all that stuff. So I'm going to go ahead and put all this stuff on first. So first I am going to color correct. To color correct, I'm going to use this, what is this? Oh, concealer. I'm going to use this concealer, and this is in the shade 390. So I'm going to use all Fenty products today just because, I mean, why not? So I use this shade because it does have kind of like an orange undertone. So I'm just going to use that to try to neutralize the dark spots on my face before I get to highlighting and everything. So I'm going to use this Fenty sponge. And when I try to color correct, I don't necessarily focus on blending it in all the way. I just try to, you know, get it from just sitting right all in one spot on top of my face, just because I am going to go over it with a different concealer, and it'll kind of basically blend itself out and correct itself. Alright, so now I'm going to take this Fenty Beauty concealer. This is in the shade 410. And this is kind of closer to my skin tone. So I'm just going to pop this right over where I placed the other concealer. And this is just to kind of, you know, basically just overall try to cover, you know, the dark spots. Now that I've color corrected under, this is just kind of to just blend it out and cover those dark spots. And like, I mean, I'm not a pro at concealing or anything, but I mean, it's dark spots, like they're not gonna completely go away, but I mean, you can definitely see a difference from before I color corrected and concealed to now. All right, so now I'm gonna highlight. So to highlight, I'm gonna use two of the concealers, two of the Fenty Beauty concealers. These are in these shades. This is the 410 that I was just using, and then I also have the 310. Now I used two because I don't know why I bought this one so freaking light, but this was supposed to be like my highlighting shade. Well, the shade that I bought for my highlighting shade, but it's way too light. But if I mix it with the 410, it makes a good highlighting shade for me. So instead of just returning it and buying a correct shade, I just make do with what I have. So I'm just placing it in this little mixing thing. I'm just gonna blend them together once I get a good amount in there. So I have a good amount of the 410 and the 310, so I'm just gonna mix it together. Alright, so I'm gonna put it where I want to highlight. Okay, so I'm just gonna let that sit and dry down a little. That way I get a little bit more coverage. And while I'm doing that, so normally when I use this concealer, I usually use this one. This is in 450. I usually use this one to contour, but since I have already, you know, used this already, I'm actually gonna use this cream bronzer. This is in the shade Teddy. Yeah, so this is in the shade Teddy. And I'm gonna use this one because it's a little bit darker than this one. Like, this actually looks darker. This is actually darker but as far as when it goes on my face and the staying power, this is like a little bit darker. So I'm gonna use this one. Alright, so I'm gonna use this contouring brush. It's a Sephora brush. I've had this brush for so freaking long, but I just cannot get rid of it. Like, it's old and raggedy, needs to go in the trash. I need to buy another one, but I'm gonna keep using it till I can't anymore. But I'm gonna use this to contour, and also I'm gonna go ahead and have my fan going while I'm contouring, just to kind of speed up the drying process. So I'm just gonna take some of this. I feel like I've dried down a little bit, so I'm gonna go ahead and start blending it out. I'm gonna use this Fenty sponge. So I'm just gonna go under where my contour is and just sharpen that up. So we're gonna put the blush under as well. So I'm gonna use this Cheeks Out Freestyle Cream Blush from Fenty. This is in the shade Rose Latte. I'm gonna take the bottom of this sponge, and I'm gonna apply it that way. And this is like a very, very natural looking blush for my skin tone. I really, really like this blush. And this is just like the bronzer. Like, you can't just swipe it and think you're gonna get like a whole bunch of product on there at one time. You have to build it up, and I really like that, because sometimes with blushes it's really easy to go overboard because it's just so much, you know. Now we're gonna move to what we're here for, the powder foundation. So here you have the foundation. Of course, it has the signature FB in there. You have a mirror here. And then when you lift it up, it comes with this puff. And then you also have like a magnifying mirror here. I wouldn't use this magnifying mirror. I mean, I would if I had to, but it's like, it's not a real mirror. It's like that plastic film thing or whatever. I don't know what it is. I don't know. But it's a little weird. But yeah, so it comes with this sponge. So let me get my foundation out. Okay, so I have two Fenty Beauty foundations. So I have the Soft Matte Pro Filter. This is in 420. And then I also have the Hydrating Long Wear Foundation. And this is in 420 as well. So this is my normal shade. So I'm going to show you. This is the Hydrating. Yo, my hydrating is kind of watery. Let me try that again. Alright, so I have the hydrating one. And then this is the soft matte. And then this is, I'm going to put the powder one on as well. So you have the 3 shades here. So this is actually in 370. So I read some reviews. I don't know if you can see it on the bottom. But yeah, so I read reviews. Some people were saying, you know, whatever they wore in the liquid foundation, they wore in the powder. Some people were saying the powder did not match their skin, did not match the liquid that they have. And so, I don't know, it's kind of mixed reviews. So I actually went in and got matched. And I'm glad I did, because this is 370. I would have gotten a 420. So if you have if you're able to, I would go, and if you were able to, I mean, if you're wanting to buy this and you were able to, I would go into the store and get matched first instead of trying to buy it online, because maybe you are one of those people who the liquid doesn't match the powder. So yeah, so you can see here, let me add a little more. So yeah, so you can see here, they're similar shades, but I have to go lighter as far as the numbers to get the shade that I needed. And I don't know why. Okay, so I blended it out. I was trying to figure out why the hydrating one was looking a little more reddish, but once I blended it out, they're the same color. All right, so I bought these 2 brushes specifically for this powder foundation. This is the 170 setting brush by Fenty Beauty, and then this is the 115 foundation brush from Fenty Beauty. So as you can see, this 170 is more fluffy, and then you have this 420, which is more firm. So of course, if you use a fluffy one, you're gonna get like a lighter coverage. And if you use a firmer one, you know, you're gonna get a more coverage than you would with the fluffy one. So I'm gonna go in with the fluffy one first, just to show you guys like the different coverage that you would be able to get. But me personally, since I've worn it already, me personally, I prefer the firmer brush. I feel like you get better coverage with it. So I'm gonna take the fluffy brush. Go. And one thing that I learned while using this powder foundation is harder to like control, like not necessarily control, but it's harder to get that coverage, just because you can't really see it going on like you can with liquid foundation. Like liquid foundation, you put it on there, you see it, you blend it out, you know, it dries down to your skin tone. This is already your skin tone, so you're trying to figure out, you know, to put it in the right places. But yeah, so actually what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna pause for a second. I'm gonna go ahead and set my under eyes because they're about to start creasing. I don't know why I didn't do that already. So to set my under eyes, I'm gonna use this Fenty powder. This is in Honey. I already opened it. I'm trying not to spill it. So this is in Honey. And I'm gonna take this sponge that I used earlier to blend it out, my concealer out. And I'm just gonna, and like, I really like this small sponge because it just fits like my eyes perfectly. Like, it goes here perfectly. It goes here right under my brows perfectly. Like, this is a nice sponge. But yeah, let me go ahead and set this really quick before my under eyes start creasing. So I'm just gonna put it in the other areas that I highlighted, just so the all the highlighted areas match. So back to the foundation. That was pretty loud. Okay, back to the foundation. All right. So yes, I'm still gonna go on with this fluffy brush. I think I can get right here. I'm just gonna go lightly over where I just put that other powder, just because it is highlighted. I don't want to mess up the highlight. So now on the other side, I'm gonna use this one, and let me double check I hit all the areas, because it is a little tricky. Get a little close up. Yeah, so I definitely missed some spots, like right here. Well, I guess I missed a spot. All right, so now on to the other side with this one. Just gonna press that in. And with this one, you can kind of see it. And this one, I'm not gonna swipe. I'm just gonna press, because it is a firmer brush. I don't want to swipe that product off of my face that I have on there already. So I'm just pressing it in. I'm also not swiping here either, because I don't want to mess this up. I'm also just pressing it there. So as you can see, it definitely toned down what I had on before, like the highlight, the blush and stuff. So it definitely toned it down and made it look like a little more natural. Like you can see in my cheek areas, it's not as vibrant, the color, but you can still see it there, like just a touch of the color. You can still see my contour, and then my highlight is still there. So it's also there, just not as prominent. And I don't know if you can really tell, but I feel like I have a little bit more coverage on this side where I use the firmer brush than on this side. Like, this side does look like a soft matte side. This side kind of just looks like I did for powder around on my face. So I'm going to go in on the other side with this brush and just kind of touch that side up to kind of match, well, to match the other side. So I feel like with this brush you get a little bit more coverage. This does say it is a, oh, it doesn't say it on here. I think it said it on the box, but I think it said on the box that it came with, but let me double check. But I think this is a medium to full coverage foundation. But I'm just going to double check really quick because I don't want to say the wrong thing. So it says, yeah, so it says it's a buildable light to full coverage, long wear, light as air, crease resistant. So it's definitely giving me the soft matte vibes that it says it's supposed to. So that's really nice. So I'm going to move forward. And I kind of want to use some bronzer. I think I'm going to use a little bit of bronzer, powder bronzer. So I'm going to use this Fenty Beauty bronzer. This is Cocoa Naughty. So I'm going to take the one that I used earlier and put some here and just... Y'all always have a hard time. Like, I feel like this side always looks better, but I have a hard time with this because I'm left-handed, so I'm trying to reach across my face. Okay, so I guess I'll do my brows next. So I'm gonna use this Fenty Beauty brow with us a brow MVP. This is in black brown. This is really small. You probably won't be able to see it, but I'm not a big fan of this. Of the actual product, but the brush side, like normally, you know, you get a spoolie on the other side with the products. I really like this brush. I like this better than the spoolies, just because sometimes I feel like when I do the spoolies, sometimes the product comes off a little bit, and I'm also a little heavy-handed, so that probably would contribute to that. But yeah, so, but I don't like this actual product. Like, I feel like it's a little too stiff for my liking, but I really do love the brush just because it actually, like, just kind of moves the product around and, like, doesn't really take it off. I mean, it probably does. I'm sure it does, but it doesn't overly do it like a spoolie. Next, I'm going to move to my eyes. So I'm going to use this Fenty primer. This is the Pro Filter Amplifying Eye Primer. I'm just gonna put a little. So to spread this primer around, I'm gonna use this Sigma concealer brush. This is the F75 brush. I'm just gonna... So I'm gonna use this Fenty Beauty palette. This is one of the Snap Shadows. This is the True Neutral palette. Is it a palette because it's just 6 colors? A mini palette, I guess? I don't know. So this has a lot of neutral browns in there. I'm not that great at eyeshadow, so I'm just gonna do a little something, not nothing fancy. Just pop a little color up there. So I'm gonna start with this color here. This is Come and Get It, this middle shade here. So I'm gonna put this at the front. I guess I should have put this at the back, but it's alright. I'll just go darker at the back. So put that here in the front. And this actually matches the blush. It's kind of like the same color. Alright, and then next I'm going to use this color here. This is Affogato. So I'm just going to use that. And also this is the Morphe M456 brush that I'm using for that. And this is just a darker brown. And I'm gonna put this towards the end. And for the, I'm gonna put something in the middle. I need this. Actually, I'm gonna use my finger because I want to put a shimmer in the middle. So I'm gonna use this one. This is Velvet Cuffs. So I'm gonna use my finger because shimmer shades, they usually apply a little better when you use your finger. I'm just gonna pop that in the middle. Okay, so this is the Morphe E62 brush. This isn't really one I would use to blend it out, but my brushes are dirty from the other day, so I'm just working with what I have. So I'm gonna take this color, the Nookie Rookie, and I'm gonna blend it all out, like the edges out. Just to soften it. Alright, so now I'm gonna take, is this the brush I use? Yeah, so I'm gonna take this brush and I'm gonna blend it together with that shimmer shade. And I'm also gonna blend the front part with that shimmer shade as well. I think that looks good. Yeah, that's good for me. So we'll do eyeliner. So I'm gonna use this Fenty Beauty liner. This is the flat pencil long wear pencil eyeliner, and cause I'm black, I'm gonna line at the bottom, around my bottom, my waterline. And like normally I don't like eyeliner pencils like this because I can never get them to work on my waterline. Normally I like the pots, the gel pots or whatever. Those work really well, but after I've used this a few times, I kind of got the hang of it, so I get it to go on my waterline now. So, and this is actually like, I use this like every time I do makeup, almost dang near this time now, because like all this Fenty stuff, I usually don't use it all together. I use it here and there, or whatever. But this like one of the things that I use like every time I do my makeup. This is like an easy liner, like super lazy. Like you just grab it, swipe it across, like instead of having to get your brush, dip it in, get the right amount of gel, go along the line real carefully because you don't want to get it all over. Looking in the mirror like this, I'm looking really powdery, so I'm gonna take this What It Do makeup refreshing spray from Fenty as well, and I'm just gonna give my face a spray just because it's looking powdery. I want to get rid of that powdery look. And honestly, this is one of those sprays I bought just because it was Fenty, just because I wanted to be able to do a full face of Fenty with using nothing else. But I probably won't buy this spray again just because I don't feel like it really does anything like for the price that it costs. Like I don't think it's worth the price that it is. Like it is a good refreshing spray, but I mean you can use any spray that you have and get the same effect. Like it's a little too expensive to not do anything like spectacular. Like you can use any setting spray. Like if I didn't have this, I would probably use, which I have it out, I would probably use the Morphe setting spray. 16 bucks, like half the price. It'll do the same thing and it actually sets. This isn't necessarily a setting spray, but it does say you can use it before, during, or after makeup application. But I think it's more so just to pick me up, not necessarily a setting spray. But yeah, so I have that done. Next I want to go to, I guess I'll do my lashes. So for my lashes, I have this small Fenty Beauty mascara. This is the full frontal mascara, and because I'm black, I got this like as a sample from Sephora. And I mean, it's a nice mascara. It is really nice. But I don't think I'm gonna buy the full size of this. I got it just for the sake of, again, using all Fenty products while doing my face. But I have like mascaras that I really like, and I think I'm just gonna stick to those. So, but I'm just gonna use this one for now, just for this video. I am gonna put on false lashes, but I do this just so my lashes will kind of lift up a little and kind of curl up, and then they'll mesh with the false lashes a little bit better. And I really need to buy some more glue. This is my duo glue. This is my favorite lash glue so far. And I just have some beauty supply lashes. Like, I really need to go get some new lashes, but I have my Old Faithfuls here. It's a pack of 3. These are I Envy multi-angle and volume 3D lashes. I get these from a beauty supply. They're like $8 or something like that. These are always my go-to lashes when I don't have any more expensive lashes, you know. I really like the way these ones look, but I don't really like them like that, because lashes that I get from a beauty supply, they never really stick like the more expensive lashes that I get from the lash shop at the mall. Like, sometimes I have to redo my lashes like 2 or 3 times when I wear the beauty supply lashes, but I still wear them just because I haven't been really to the mall lately. And this is what I have. Like, I do have some more expensive ones, but they're like bigger. I'm not going for that bigger lash look today. So I'm gonna let those dry a little. And while those are drying, I'm gonna do my highlight. I have this cognac candy, and it's like a gold color. And I like to just use like these super, well, not super, but I like to use these fluffy brushes. It doesn't really have a name. It's kind of gone now, but pretty sure I got this from Amazon. But I feel like these brushes like are better for me when I do highlight versus the more smaller, more precise brush. So I like to do it over my cheek, like basically where I put the blush is where I put my highlight. I just realized I did not clean up my brows with concealer, but it's okay. They don't look bad. Alright, now that I have those on, I'm gonna go back in with the eyeliner. And I'm just gonna go into this area here, right in front of the lash. Because, you know, the band is black, so I don't want it to just stop right here black and then I have this empty space. I'm gonna line my lips really quick. And I cannot get into that, you know, lining like right outside of the line. I feel like I look so freaking stupid when I do that. So I don't, like, my line always usually disappears, but it makes the edges a little bit darker. But I can't do the overlining thing. Like, I don't know. I don't like it. I don't like it on me, I should say. Other people do it. It looks really nice on them, but I don't like it. So I had got this lipstick to go with it. This is the sheer shiny, the slip shine sheer shiny lipstick in bubble rum, because I was going for like a brownish tone type look. But I wore it the other day and I feel like it has a little bit too much red in it, but I'm just gonna put it on anyway. Let me just, oh, it's not that bad. Yeah, it is on camera. So on camera it looks browner than what I actually wanted. But it's not bad. Now that I just patted it on instead of swiping it on, it's not that bad. It's toned down. So this is my final look. As you can see, I think I have more like a medium coverage. I don't think it's necessarily full coverage. I feel like I would have maybe put like maybe 1 or 2 more coats, well maybe like 2 or 3 more coats of the powder on my face. It would have been more so full coverage. But right now I think I have a nice medium coverage. It's definitely a soft matte look. It's definitely a soft matte finish. Would I use this like as my go-to powder? No, I don't think, I mean as my go-to foundation, no, I don't think this would be my go-to foundation. But I definitely would use it like if I was traveling, because it is super lightweight. Like it doesn't feel weighted down at all like you would with a liquid foundation. The only other foundation that I've used that's given me this feel like I don't really have foundation on is like a spray foundation, the Dior Air Flash spray foundation. It kind of gives me that feeling. The only difference is with Dior, you can feel like a really light coverage on your face. Like it's not heavy at all. But this foundation, you really don't feel anything. Like honestly, I don't feel like I have foundation on my face. So that's a plus. So I feel like this would be like a good foundation for when I'm traveling, like when I'm going to work, or just travel period, just because it is in this little compact thing. Like it won't take up a lot of space, and it's very compact. It's very travel friendly. I have makeup all on the back, but yeah, it's very compact. It's very travel friendly. So I think this will be my go-to foundation when I'm going to work, just because it'll give me a really light natural finish, and I feel like that would be really appropriate for work versus like a heavier foundation. But this is a little tricky. Like if you haven't used powder foundation before, it is a little tricky, just because you have to really pay attention to where you're putting it on your face, and like really, like I had to grab this mirror and like get a close-up on my face just to see, you know, where it was. Like after a while you can see like, okay, my skin is looking a little blurred here, it's looking a little blurred there, but you still want to, you know, get a close-up just to see like, oh, you know, it's blurred, but you know, maybe you missed a small spot here and you wouldn't notice if you weren't up close and personal with it. But other than that, I don't think I will buy this again. Like I'll definitely have to use this a few more times. Actually, I will really need to travel with it and like really just try it like on a regular not necessarily day to day, but like regularly use it just to see like, you know, would I really buy this again? As of right now, even though I said it's really travel friendly and I'm gonna take this with me when I go to work and stuff, as of right now, I don't think I'm gonna buy another one of these when I run out. Now this may change once I start traveling. Like I travel next week for work, but it may change once I start traveling. I'm gonna test it out next week when I travel for work, and just to see, like, and also feel like this it's a little bit faster than putting on a liquid foundation. Like you put the liquid on, you gotta blend it out, wait for it to dry down and all that stuff. This you could just do, you know, even if you don't really want like a medium or full coverage, if you just want to do, you know, a little something, you know, you can just take your powder brush, boom over your face, and you're done. Like, you know, if you're really like a really natural, no makeup type of person, I think this would be really good for that. You could take like a fluffy brush and just give yourself a light dusting. I mean, it's versatile just because it is from light to full coverage. You can get basically whatever coverage you want out of this foundation. So we're gonna use this a few more times. Definitely gonna take this when I travel. But you can see my finish here. And I do feel like, I mean, it does say it is, you know, what it do, makeup refreshing spray. So I feel like it definitely gave me like a dewy look. Like in the beginning, it was looking a little dull, a little powdery. Once I sprayed that, it gave me a little bit more of a dewy look. And I feel like, I don't want to be extra, but I want to put a little bit of like an inner corner highlight. So I'm gonna take the palette again, and I'm gonna use the shimmer foundation, the shimmer shadow that I put here. I'm gonna put it like in the inner corners. So this isn't necessarily the correct brush. This is just a eyeliner brush from Sigma, the E05 brush. So I'm gonna take that same shimmer. I'm just gonna place it right here in my inner corner. Yeah, that looks like it really brightened my eye up putting that shimmer there. So I'm gonna put that in. So that's really cute. Okay. All right, so this is the final look. What do you think? Okay, so I have another video for you guys. I didn't want to make this video too long. So I'm gonna cut it off here. I have the gloss bomb, the cream gloss bombs that just came. Well, they didn't just come out. Like when I bought them, they just came out. But anyways, I'm gonna do the gloss bomb cream and a lip gloss in a separate video, just because I don't want this video to be super long. So I'm gonna cut it off here. Thank you guys for watching, and check out the next video with the gloss bomb creams.